Besides being one of the most famous footballers in the world, Neymar Jr. now lives in unbelievable luxury. And in order to accept the challenge of playing in Saudi Arabia, he made sure that his new team met his demands, such as a £172 million private Boeing, a 25-bedroom mansion, and a host of perks that only the biggest football stars can afford. Discover all the details of Neymar Jr.'s luxurious life in this video. Born in 1992 in Mogi das Cruzes, São Paulo, Brazil, Neymar da Silva Santos Jr., better known as Neymar Jr., is considered to be the most outstanding Brazilian footballer of this generation. From humble beginnings, Neymar started playing football at the age of 3. While learning to walk and talk, he also began to develop his skills with the ball. As the years went by, his mastery improved until he made it into the youth ranks of Santos Futebol Clube. Expectations were so high that by the age of 15 he was earning enough to support his family. As time went by, Neymar stood out more and more at the club until he became the greatest promise in Brazilian football. In 2013, he was signed by Barcelona, where he excelled and became one of the best players in the world. In 2017, Neymar was bought by Paris Saint-Germain, making headlines around the world for being considered the most expensive player of all time at the time. He currently plays for Al-Hilal, a Saudi football club that bought him for a staggering €90 million, making the Brazilian the most expensive acquisition in the Saudi Pro League. And for having such a successful career for so long, the Brazilian star has already earned enough money to enjoy a life of great fun. Starting with his mansions, to playing for different great teams around the world, Neymar Jr. has lived in many spectacular homes. Currently playing for Al-Hilal, it is known that the star is living in Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia, and one of his demands before signing a contract with the club was that he pay for a mansion with 25 bedrooms and a garage for 8 cars. In other words, his current property must be just as luxurious as his previous ones. During his time with PSG, Neymar moved into a 5-story mansion in Bougival, France, which has many amenities, such as a luxury indoor swimming pool. Ronaldinho Gaucho is also known to have lived here, where Neymar paid $16,600 a month in rent. When he signed for Barcelona, the player also lived in a contemporary-style mansion of more than 10,000 square feet in the Pedralbes neighborhood of Spain, where he paid €18,000 a month. Another luxury that Neymar Jr. doesn't give up is having access to good airplanes to get around in maximum comfort. One of his demands in his contract with Al-Hilal was to have an above-average airplane all to himself, and the team gave him nothing more than a Boeing 747, valued at £172 million. Speaking of the player's own transport, he once owned an EC-130 helicopter, a means of transport valued at around $1.7 million. Going even higher, he has also owned a Phenom 100 jet, a small executive aircraft manufactured by the Brazilian brand Embraer. The aircraft can carry up to 5 passengers and offers plenty of comfort. And it's no wonder that to acquire this jet, you may have to shell out around $3 million. In 2019, Neymar decided to buy an even more expensive helicopter, the H-145 model. The aircraft can carry up to 10 passengers, and Neymar made a point of personalizing the interior by adding seats with the symbol of Batman, the star's favorite superhero. And to give you an idea of the price, a new helicopter of this model can cost almost $10 million. But without a doubt, Neymar's most expensive aircraft is his Cessna Citation 680, an American medium-sized business jet with a flight range of over 3,200 miles. The interior of the player's plane is very spacious and refined and can accommodate up to 12 people, offering great comfort for all passengers. And although it's not known how much the player paid for the jet, it is known that a new aircraft of this model costs around $18 million. When it comes to his homeland, Neymar doesn't skimp when it comes to buying mansions to live in. In Brazil, the player has a huge property fortune, such as a mansion in the Jardim Acapulco condominium on the coast of São Paulo, which was one of the first properties he bought for a whopping $773,000. Neymar also has a mansion in Itahanga, one of the most expensive areas in the state of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. This mansion belonged to Brazilian actress Claudia Raia, and during an interview, she showed off some of the property's luxurious amenities. There are, for example, huge glass doors at the main entrance, which lead to an open-plan living room, ideal for receiving visitors on a daily basis. Outside, the mansion is situated on a 37,400 square foot plot, which has a large outdoor area full of greenery and landscaping, making it the perfect place to relax in contact with nature. The place also has a table for casual meals, as well as a swimming pool for leisure days and sun loungers to enjoy the sunny climate of the city. According to some sources, Neymar Jr. bought the mansion from the actress for $2.52 million. Another property the player acquired was a high-end mansion in Sao Paulo's Alphaville neighborhood, situated on a 2.5-acre plot, where there is a beautiful outdoor swimming pool next to a patio. The modern concept property exudes elegance in every aspect, and among the main rooms is the main lounge, which integrates the dining area, the kitchen, and the billiard room. The master suite, meanwhile, boasts incredible views and a walk-in wardrobe for luxury items. According to media reports, Neymar bought the property for $3 million. Neymar's most famous mansion is located in the Portobello condominium in Mangaratiba, Rio de Janeiro. The contemporary-style house is over 17,000 square feet and has a number of luxurious features, such as a floating staircase linking the levels and works of art on the walls. The living room is perfect for casual gatherings, while the formal dining room has a huge dining table and the kitchen has stainless steel appliances. The house also has a home theater, a games room, and plenty of bedrooms. In the case of the master suite, there are large glass windows, an automated TV that descends from the ceiling, and a lovely terrace with a lawn, as well as a luxurious bathroom and a very spacious dressing room. Going outside, the mansion is situated on a plot of almost 3 acres and has some very interesting spaces, such as a synthetic tennis court, a private deck, a swimming pool with an 82-foot lap lane, a gym equipped with top-quality equipment, a spa integrated with nature, a gourmet space with a barbecue, a wine cellar with capacity for over 3,000 bottles, a jacuzzi integrated with the sauna, a helipad for arriving in style, among many other amenities that only a millionaire's mansion can offer. In addition to all this, the place manages to offer a lot of comfort and fun for Neymar to enjoy with his friends, which everyone knows the player is passionate about. According to real estate agency Home Pro, the property was bought by the player after watching a video of the house posted on YouTube, and he paid $8.5 million for it. When it comes to cars, everyone knows that Neymar Jr. is an athlete completely enamored of luxury vehicles. In his garage, he has cars capable of impressing anyone, such as a $60,000 Tesla Cybertruck, $83,000 Range Rover Sport, Audi RS7 at $120,000, Audi R8 Spider at $150,000, Porsche Panamera Turbo for $170,000, and even a $260,000 Ferrari 458 Spider. Another even more luxurious Ferrari he's already seen is the GTC4 Lusso, a supercar that, despite being worth a fortune, has already caused Neymar a lot of trouble when the car key wasn't working properly. And in order to have that kind of trouble, you might have to invest more than $300,000 in the vehicle. And some sources speculate that Neymar owns a Maserati MC11, a super sports car that accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds and costs around $1.5 million. In order to join the Al-Hilal team, it was reported that the Brazilian demanded 8 luxury vehicles from the club. 3 Mercedes G-Wagons worth $150,000 each, a Bentley Continental GT worth $250,000, an Aston Martin DBX worth $253,000, a $400,000 Lamborghini Huracan STO, and even a chauffeur-driven Mercedes van. In all, it's estimated that the cost of the player's new cars was €1.5 million, more than $1.6 million. In his spare time, Neymar Jr. likes to enjoy life on the high seas and has been spotted several times partying on board yachts. For example, he owns his own yacht, the Azimuth 78, manufactured by the renowned Italian boat brand, Azimuth Yachts. The yacht has 3 decks and is 78 feet long, enough space to accommodate his closest guests. And for when you want to spend a few days on board, there are 4 suites offering plenty of comfort. And there's no doubt that to enjoy all this luxury, you'll have to fork out quite a bit of money. To give you an idea of the price, this model of yacht is estimated to cost around $3 million. Neymar Jr. is also a player who likes to live in luxurious flats. At the start of his career, for example, he lived in a penthouse in Vila Belmiro, located in Santos, Sao Paulo, and although there is little information about the unit, he gave it to the mother of his first child to raise the boy. In the Brazilian state of Santa Catarina, Neymar owns at least 4 luxury flats. One of them is in Itapema, in the Vila dos Corais building, which has flats of around 4,700 square feet. To buy a unit, Neymar had to shell out around $1 million at the time. In the same region, the player also bought another flat in recent years, this time in the Vitor Hugo Residence condominium, which is just a few steps from the sea. The condominium offers a range of amenities to residents, and according to sources, Neymar owns 2 units in this building, each 4,700 square feet in size and with lovely views of the ocean. According to media reports, the properties cost the player approximately $1.2 million. But Neymar's most sophisticated flat in Santa Catarina is undoubtedly his quadruplex penthouse at the Yacht House Residence Club in Balneario Camboriú. With 81 floors and more than 918 feet high, the complex is made up of 2 identical towers and was built with a great deal of planning, sophistication, and class. The development is so grandiose that it is considered to be the largest residential building in Brazil and the tallest building in Latin America. And of course, the flats in this building live up to all their grandeur. All the units have a panoramic view, which is the property's great advantage. And when you want to have fun, you don't even have to leave the development, as it has a huge, luxurious leisure area of over 107,000 square feet. To get a property in this elegant building, Neymar had to invest a veritable fortune. According to some sources, the player bought 2 flats in this development. The first is a unit for his father costing $3 million, and the second is his quadruplex, which cost around $6 million. As one of the best footballers in the world, Neymar has plenty of money to buy whatever he wants. He likes, for example, to spend part of his fortune on luxury watches, and it's no wonder that the Brazilian star has been spotted with models of various prices, such as Rolex Daytona with a black dial for $60,000, Rolex Pearlmaster with a cognac dial for $63,000, Rolex Day-Date Orange Red Diamond for $88,000, Rolex Day-Date Rainbow for $105,000, Rolex Daytona Ice Blue Dial Platinum for $118,000, Patek Philippe Nautilus Travel Time for $130,000, Rolex Yacht Master White Gold Diamonds for $130,000, Rolex Lady Date Just in Yellow Gold for $146,000, Rolex GMT Master 2 in White Gold for $150,000, Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Black Panther for $167,000, Gaga Milano Quirky Tourbillon Diamonds for $170,000, Rolex GMT Master 2 in Rose Gold for $185,000, Rolex Daytona Eye of the Tiger for $300,000, Richard Mille Michel Yeo for $960,000, and Richard Mille RM52-01 Tourbillon Skull for $1.1 million. The most expensive watch in his collection is a Richard Mille RM68-01 Tourbillon Cyril Congo, a limited edition accessory that may have cost $1.5 million. As well as living a very ostentatious life, Neymar Jr. also uses his influence and fortune to help other people. In Brazil, the player founded the Neymar Jr. Institute in the city of Praia Grande, a civil association idealized by the star and his family, whose purpose is to create more opportunities for young people in situations of social vulnerability. Through the institute, the player promotes a series of actions, such as a charity auction that raises funds for the activities promoted by the association. It is known that the big auction has already had 4 editions, raising around $500,000 in the first, $790,000 in the second, $2 million in the third, and $4.2 million in the fourth. But it's not just through the institute that Neymar is trying to help people. The Brazilian has already donated, for example, $1 million to fight the coronavirus in Brazil. More recently, following the terrible floods that devastated the Brazilian state of Rio Grande do Sul, Neymar not only used his fleet of aircraft to donate supplies to the victims, but also donated around $4.2 million to help restructure the state. As well as being one of the highest paid footballers in the world, Neymar Jr. also knows how to diversify his sources of income. Because he is considered one of the best footballers of his generation, he has become a worldwide celebrity. On social media, for example, he is the 3rd most followed footballer in the world, behind only Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. On Instagram alone, He has more than 220 million followers, a number so high that it makes him the most famous person in Brazil. And of course, because he's so famous, Neymar is able to earn a lot of money by associating with and promoting various companies. Among the brands for which the Brazilian star has advertised are, for example, Red Bull, Gillette, McDonald's, Nike, Guarana Antarctica, Clear Men, Diesel, Beats, Panasonic, among many others. And to give you an idea of how much he earns, according to Hopper HQ magazine, in 2023 the athlete received an average of more than $1.1 million for a single post on the social network. But his main sponsor is undoubtedly the sports products company Puma, where he has the biggest individual sports sponsorship contract in history, worth around $25 million a year. In addition to his significant advertising earnings, Neymar has also been involved in the business world in other ways. Through NR Sport, for example, he has invested in the property sector in Brazil, such as an alleged 28-home development project in the northeast of the country. And thanks to all this, we can say that Neymar has good sources of income. As one of the best footballers of his generation, everyone knows that Neymar Jr. has earned great wealth throughout his career. But things weren't always like this. He had to work hard to reach the financial heights he has today. When he was a youth player at Santos, for example, he earned around $2,000 a month, a figure that has grown to almost $4 million a season. At Barcelona, Neymar's salary grew exponentially, reaching an average of $15 million a year in basic salary alone, not counting bonuses and sponsorships. At Paris Saint-Germain, the Brazilian star's earnings reached even greater heights, receiving around $53 million in salary alone. But it was when he signed for Saudi football team Al-Hilal that Neymar reached the pinnacle of his financial life, earning around 160 million euros a season. And it's no wonder that Forbes estimates that Neymar earned around $108 million last year, making him one of the highest paid athletes in the world. And although nobody knows exactly what his fortune is, some sources estimate that Neymar Jr. has now amassed a net worth of around $250 million. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel Dios to satisfy your curiosity.